Hi guys, it's been a long time since I've been doing a match ranking or ranking of a wrestler, and I'm gonna be doing Edge, and it's a very long. He has a lot of match in WrestleMania, so he has a 14 match. He has a record of 9 wins, 5 losses. He had a point at a point. He had a winning streak. He had a streak at WrestleMania, and it was really impressive until he started losing. So let's get into his matches first. So he debuted at WrestleMania 16. So that was Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys was the champion. It was a triangle ladder match for WWF Tag Team Championship, and Edge and Christian won. WrestleMania 17, Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys. That is the Dudley Boys are champions again here. Tables, ladder, and chair match for the WWF Championship, and Edge and Christian won. So he's 2-0 there. WrestleMania 18, Edge was in this. Now he was in singles. Edge versus Booker T in a single match. Edge's win that match. WrestleMania 21, you got Edge versus Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit versus Christian versus Kane versus Shelton Benjamin in the first ever Money in the Bank. That was the first ever Money in the Bank, and Edge is winning that one. So he wins the first Money in the Bank, and that's very important. Next year, WrestleMania 22, Edge versus Mick Foley. That was a hardcore match, very important match. That was actually Mick Foley WrestleMania moment there. So Edge has win that one. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5-0 in WrestleMania so far. WrestleMania 23, he goes to another Money in the Bank. So you got Edge versus Orton versus Mr. Kennedy versus CM Punk versus Finlay versus King Booker versus Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy. And it was a Money in the Bank, and Edge loses this one. So really not fun to lose that one. And WrestleMania 24, Edge is the champion, the world champion. He's against Undertaker. So it's basically for the world heavyweight champion and the streak. And Edge was the champion, and he loses the champions to the Undertaker. WrestleMania 25, you got Edge versus John Cena versus Big Show in a triple threat match for the world heavyweight champion. Edge was the champion. He loses that champion. John Cena actually wins that match. And yeah, so WrestleMania 26, you got Edge versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho was the champion. It was a World Heavyweight Championship match. Edge loses that one. So he's been on the losing streak now. WrestleMania 27, you got Edge versus Alberto Del Rio. Edge was the champion. It's for the World Heavyweight Champion. And that is actually Edge retirement. He retired the Raw after. He wins that match. Then it's like a decade later. So his first match after that big neck injury, WrestleMania 36, Night 2, Edge versus Orton, a last man standing match. It was like the best ever match, they were saying. Edge win that one. So for his return, he actually wins that match. WrestleMania 37, Night 2, Edge versus Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns was the champion. It was a triple threat match for the Universal Championship. It was a good match, and Edge loses. The next year, WrestleMania 38, Night 2, Edge versus AJ Styles. That was a single match. Edge win that one. And then WrestleMania 39, Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match. The entrants were unbelievable. Edge win that one. So let's get into the ranking here. This is going to be very hard, very long, very hard. I'm going to have to go with the single match first here. So Booker T. Sorry, Booker T, but I think it's going to be that one. I'm just going to make sure 100% here. Nothing against Booker T. It's just because it's a single match. There's nothing involved. The story was actually really good, but I'm going to put 14 WrestleMania. WrestleMania 18 versus Booker T. All right, it was still a good match, but still a single match, nothing involved. I think that is really hard for him. So I'm gonna go next. I didn't really like that match here, but I mean, we're gonna do this one here. WrestleMania 27. I hate putting this here because the right one won versus Alberto. I still think Alberto is not that great, and then we got Edge to retire. That's really, it hurts. So 27 is that. I know there's matches maybe a little bit worse, but I mean, just because it's Alberto Del Rio, we didn't get anything out of it. We got a retirement out of it. That's not really good, fun to do here. Next here, I think I'm going with that one. Yep. WrestleMania 25. 25 versus, oh, not 20. Yeah, so versus Cena versus Big Show. So it is for the heavyweight championship. John Cena won. Edge's loss. I still think it's not the best match they had. Having Cena lifting both of them is really cool, but I think there's matches way better than that match. So like I'm gonna put this one here. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one here. And I love AJ Styles, but I'm gonna put him here. This is not AJ Styles' list, so WrestleMania 38 versus AJ Styles. A good storyline, but still just a single match. And if it would have a little stipulation, maybe a championship, maybe something, maybe it would be higher for me here. But there is a lot of match here way better, like the ladder match and all that. I can't. It's gonna be very hard. This list is very hard to do, actually. One of the hardest here. Next one here. I'm not putting the Money in the Bank match. Yeah, I'll put one of them. I'll put this one here. Still like that one though. Yeah, I'm putting that one. Let's see if I have another one I want to put. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one here. So it is a good Money in the Bank, but I mean, there's matches better. WrestleMania 23. 23. Money in the Bank. Mr. Kennedy. I'll put Mr. Kennedy. The only reason it's this low is because I love, like, most of these wrestlers are one of my favorite wrestlers, but I think Mr. Kennedy being the champion, being Money in the Bank briefcase, was a good call, but they didn't do anything with it. That's the reason it's this low. Mr. Kennedy went to TNA and he did better there. But I think that if Mr. Kennedy would have been a champion, it'd be different. But they didn't do anything here, so that's the reason it's this low. Next here, not putting that one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this one here. No, I'm putting this one. Yeah, WrestleMania 36. Versus Orton. Still good match. It's last man standing match. It could have been better, but I mean, it was the pandemic, and there was no crowd, so that really hurts it. And I know it's Edge's return, but it should have been way more better than that. So that's the reason it's this low. And then next one here, 8. They still have good chemistry. Really good match. I think the wrong one won. That's my point. That's my opinion. So versus Jericho. It was for the World Heavyweight Champion. It was a good match, but I think the wrong person won. Jericho retains here, but for the World Heavyweight Championship. But I think that Edge should have won that match, so that's why it's this low. If Edge would have won that one, I think it'd be higher. And I think there's matches here way better. This one is going to be very hard in the next one here. I really like that match. I think I'm going to go with... this one's really hard. Very, very hard. I'll go with this one here. Still, this point, it's all going to be a good match. Because the table, ladder, and chairs were so great, it's going to be very hard to top that. So, WrestleMania 39. If it was a video of entrance, that'd be higher than that. But, versus Finn. Really great match. It was a Hell in a Cell match. It was a good match. Demon Finn Balor. I think Demon Finn Balor should have won. This time I think that they should have get Finn to win. I think he should have beat Edge on this one. I think he was the Demon, Finn Balor, and you don't want him to lose that character in that character. So because it used to be in NXT, used to be like the character you can't beat, and then now he's getting beat all the time. So that's not good. So that's why it's this low. If Finn should have won, if Finn did win, it'd be higher, I think. And if, but the entrance alone could probably boost that pretty up here. But for me, that's where I'm putting it. Hopefully I don't miss a bad one on there. But I'm going with, well, I'm gonna put here. It's still a good match, good story. But I mean, the other ones are so better. Edge. Oh, sorry. I'm putting Edge here. WrestleMania 24. This is The Undertaker. And they had really great chemistry. Really good match. Good storyline. You have the streak versus the World Heavyweight Championship. And really good good match for Edge here. It was an amazing match. I almost put it fifth, but I mean, I think this one is next here. You can switch both of these here. 22 versus Mick Foley. I think this one's very important. It was a hardcore match, but it was with Mick Foley. It was kind of Mick Foley's moment, WrestleMania moment. It was really, it was getting Edge to the next level. I think it was a very important match for Edge and for us, for fans. And I think that put Edge in a single competitor instead of a tag team competitor. So I thought that was important. And yeah, so that's why it's up. I think you can switch both of them, Undertaker and Mick Foley, but I think Mick Foley has more meaning, a little bit more. But yeah, so now top four. And I'm going to put this here. This one's really hard. Do I put the first one in the bank? Oh, I'm going to put this one here. Yeah. Yeah. Do I put that one? No. So I'm putting the first one. So this is the debut of Edge in WrestleMania. And it is very, very important. So the triangle ladder match. I don't know why they call that triangle ladder. It is very important it's a very important match because it gets the second one, the table ladder chair match at WrestleMania 17. So WrestleMania 16, it is important because Edge and Christian wins their tag team championship at WrestleMania. Very important for Edge's career. And they won the championship, and it started this big rivalry. Very important. You can put it higher if you guys want, but the only reason I'm gonna put it a little bit less is this one here, WrestleMania 37. Versus Roman and Brian. There we go. And the only reason I put this match a little bit higher, the Edge versus Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, is just because the storyline of Roman Reigns being the head of the table is coming. This was the first like big match that you didn't think maybe they had a shot to take off the championship out of Roman Reigns. You have two big main eventer against them, Daniel Bryan and Edge, and he puts both of them on top of each other and win, and that was a big win for the character of Roman Reigns. That's why it's this high. It's very important for the storyline of the head of the table. So that's the only reason it's number 3. Number 2, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put this here. WrestleMania 21. 21, and that's the money. I'll just put Money in the Bank. So WrestleMania 21 is basically Money in the Bank, first Money in the Bank briefcase, the first time it shows on a PLE or pay-per-view, and Edge was the first one to win it. Very important in his career. Very important in the Money in the Bank. Now Money in the Bank is actually a pay-per-view, and before that, it was not a pay-per-view. It was just a story, not just a story, but a thinking process. It was just a pitch back then. But a hell of a pitch because it's still on right now, Money in the Bank. It's very important. And then number 1 for me, you can switch 1 and 2, but I'm going to put WrestleMania 17 because it's probably one of the best WrestleMania match I ever seen in my life. TLC. That match was unbelievable. That table ladder chair versus the Hardy Boys and Dudley Boys was amazing. I think that was the best match I ever seen. One of the best matches I ever seen in my life. And the table ladder chair, we didn't see that in the past. So, before that, and that was just amazing. They had good chemistry together. It was really great. So I think that's number 1 for me. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this. If there's a wrestler you want me to talk about, I'll try to do it. Like and subscribe. Thank you for all your support. And I'll see you soon with more videos. See you guys.